What is wrong with U.S. soccer on the men's side, obviously?
I think it's broken from the highest reaches of its bureaucracy, where certain people seem to assume they had jobs for life and it was their fiefdom and they could do as they wish, all the way down to the grassroots level, where despite proclamations that soccer's for everyone and soccer, is a great unifier, the soccer culture in America is decidedly divided, and there's been forever, really, in this country, a inability to identify and develop talent that can compete at an elite level, at a truly world-class level. And the dirty little secret is you don't have to do that to get by in CONCACAF, except now they can't even finish fourth in a six-team table. There's a lot that has to happen. First of all, MLS, they finally started these developmental academies, but all they really do is take the best players from the FC Delcos and the Pipelines and these established suburban youth teams that are already developing the players, and then they get them onto their team and whatever. But why don't you put your youth academy in Liberty City? Why don't you put your youth academy in the south side of Chicago? Why don't you put your youth academy in Patterson Park, where I grew up in Baltimore? Why don't you put a youth academy in Southie? Why aren't you running clinics for under 8 kids, under 6 kids? Why aren't you showing them that it's not just football and baseball that could get you a scholarship or could get you international fame? Christian Pulisic from Hershey. Sell the story of Christian Pulisic at the grassroots level to kids who might take soccer as something where if I apply my ambitions, it'll open up the world to me, and not as something I do if we can't get the field for football or baseball this week. You need to take the money out of the sport. The college system, the NCAA either has to do something where a kid like Jordan Morris, who's clearly too good for Stanford, but he doesn't want to go abroad to Germany, well, then let him start playing for the Seattle Sounders half the season or something. The idea that our best 18-year-olds are going to play soccer 3 months out of the year, while in any other country they'd already be in a competitive environment, in a real academy, playing against men 11 months out of the season, you can't close that gap. And then thirdly, MLS does the country no service when it says to a Michael Bradley at age 26 or 28, we know you have to compete every single day to keep your spot at AS Roma and stay in the match day squad and then stay in the reserve team if you're not doing well, or we're going to ship you out to the middle of nowhere, somewhere a level below in another league because you can't hack it here. Well, no, MLS, let's give him a soft landing spot. We don't have to wait for that point. Let's pay him more than he's worth now. Let's let him pick the team he wants to go to, and then he knows he's in the first 11 every time for club and country just by showing up. You take the competition out. There's no relegation in MLS, so most of the games don't matter. And if you brought over as a protected player, a designated player, and they're paying you all that money, Josie out the door, Michael Bradley, Clint Dempsey, Tim Howard, you're going to play. You're going to play whenever you want to play, as long as you feel like it. And the coach probably is going to hold you accountable on the national team, too. And because you're making money for MLS, you're going to play there.
So, in other words,
that paradigm needs to be broken.
So so there's no answer. What you just said was as intelligent and as cogent an analysis as well as a roadmap. Who's going to do that? Who's going to do that?
What has to happen now is Sunil Gulati and Dan Flynn and the people who have been the puppet master for years need to get the hell out of Soccer House in Chicago.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that, download our app. Please, just if it's a memory thing, just delete other apps. You don't need those apps. This app, the Rich Eisen Show app, you need that.